I'm also a Punjabi by practicing your values. I'm also a Punjabi by means of practicing your values already. I'm already a Sikh, though I'm not having this attire or not following the Khalsa. I was not going through Khalsa, but still I am a Sikh. Now we have come to a point, the greatest language on earth, one of the greatest language, Punjabi, which has produced Sri Guru Granth Sahib. And based on Indian ethos and Indian centric education. Indian ethos means it's not Sikh ethos. It's not Guru Granth Sahib. Guru Granth Sahib Ji will not have a space in national education policy. They have come out with the education to reshape and rebuild and form a new society based on the doctrines of Indian knowledge system, which is nothing but Vedas and Vedantas. We have Lordship, Justice here, and the President of Bahujan Dravida Party, Honorable Sardar Jeevan Singh, and eminent experts, personalities, leaders are here. Very good afternoon to you. I have come from Tamil Nadu, from the land which led Tinai life 2500 years ago, carrying the values of humanities. Those values 2500 years ago, Tamil Nadu was practicing equality, fraternity, love, compassion, and associated living. When I came here, I also realized and felt the culture that we practiced 2500 years ago in Tamil Nadu. I have witnessed in Punjab, the same is being practiced now, but the culture practiced 2500 years ago in Tamil Nadu is now lost. In Tamil Nadu, there is no equality now. Love, affection, compassion are past affairs. People are practicing hatred, one against the other. And equality is a dream now in Tamil Nadu, even though Tamil Nadu is fighting for social justice always. This is the contradiction. With this contradiction, I came to meet my brothers and sisters in Punjab, because I could witness love, dialogue, associated living, the basic ontologies of human existence. World over, the humankind defined, these are the basic ontologies, the basic fabrics for we being or living as a society. We live as a society based on the constructs of love, dialogue, associated living, compassion, all these social virtues. But when I read the philosophies of the Marga Sikh, I thought that whether it is still in existence in Punjab or it is same as Tamil Nadu or not. This is how I was wondering before I came here. But after coming here, I had several rounds of discussions in the last 2-3 days. Series of discussions, interactions, meeting groups, attending seminars. And I addressed one major conference where 26 states of India were present, professors from all across India. And extensively I had deliberations and interactions and discussions with spiritual leaders and experts and scholars who are scholars in Sikhism. So that I am very much happy, at least in this part of India, humanity exists. There may be some kind of plus and minuses, some rare incidents we could notice in news. But overall, I'm very much glad that this land gives me the hope that if properly aligned and this message is carried over all over India, I think the whole India will fall in line with humanity. And with this hope only, I came with a very strong message, a proposal. I'm not here just to deliver my speech and go. I have been day and night working on this cause and visiting all across India, all states, and reaching hands out to my brothers and sisters all across India, and for that matter, all across world. People living in America, Africa, all are my people. That is the way I feel. That is the culture and tradition I hail from 2,500 years ago. Not less than that. The Tamil tradition, Tinai life, you can review in the literature. Tinai, Tinai life. And there was no segregation. And there were no hierarchical degradation. And the way by which the people lived 2,500 years ago was completely in line with the due process of socialness and social characteristics. But now I am wondering that how come that we lost? And what are the ways and means that we can regain humanity? Now the society in India is dehumanized. And there are a lot of things that we know why we were dehumanized. What is the philosophy which dehumanized Indian society? Why we have ups and downs in the social profile? And why we have the caste system? And why we lost the brotherhood, the fraternity, and liberty? And what will be the sequences of losing these social virtues in the 21st century? What we are supposed to do is what I think that we need to debate all across the length and width of this country. But unfortunately, there is no platform for us. Unfortunately, there is no freedom of expression in this country. The international agencies rating India on democracy, on equality, on freedom of expression, on human rights. In every league table, we are at the lowest in the strata. But nobody is, I think nobody means I'm talking about the leaders of this country. Political leaders, social leaders are not having an iota of idea how to tackle this issue and what we are supposed to do. When people asked me, what is the title of my speech today? I said that Coalition to Build Democratic India. India doesn't mean a country, I meant. I did not mean India as a nation, as a country. I meant Indian society. India is consisted of nations of nations. There is a Punjabi nation, Tamil nation, Telugu nation, and Bihar nation, Bengali nation. The way you look at nation, why we all are different nations in the same constitutional nation, I mean social nations, are different from constitutional nation. India as a whole is constituted by the Indian Constitution, which says that we are one nation within the jurisdiction and the provisions laid out in the Constitution. But whereas we are of different nations by ideals, by culture, by values, by custom, by tradition. And that means all these beliefs, culture, system, social life, value system, all are based on the notion of society. That is how I call social nations. So the notion of society defines our value system, our culture, and our path, faith, everything. So that means we are all of different nations but belonging to one constitutional nation that is called India. So when I said here democratic India, it is democratic society, Punjabi society, Tamil society. We have to ensure now that we are democratized. I will tell you why undemocratic societies will fail utterly in the 21st century. Why they will fail in 21st century. Utterly. It is going to be a great disaster if we don't correct our society now on the basis of the ideals and characters of democracy. When I say democracy, please don't mistake me as political democracy. I mean social democracy. Social democracy is very much needed for this country. But the social democracy we have lost in this country because the notion based on the philosophy by which we are being driven in the last 1500 years, I think that notion had made us to be segregated, divided, and not able to exercise our rights, our values, and the way of life. That means we are undemocratic and we have been led in the last several centuries, approximately 1500 years. We have been misled by the notion that belongs to the micro minority community, which inculcated oppressions, suppressive, oppressive, and dehumanizing futures and value systems on us. That is what I would say collectively Vedas, Vedantas, Upanishads, and Bhagavad Gitas. These are the scriptures. Upanishads say these scriptures are carrying along with them a sacredness and sanctity of the divinity or the absolute supreme power, whatever it is. That cannot be questioned. That is the ideal. Do you have in Sikhism that you cannot question anything wrong? If you face any challenge or any oppressions and suppressions, you can revolt. Sikhism provides you that your philosophy is built upon democracy and it is built upon equality. That is why I was not able to see in the last 3 days, not able to see physically, visibly inequality. Could not. Maybe you may have little experiences here. But straight I take you to Tamil Nadu. More than that, I take you to UP, Bihar. You will see what it is. Exactly a polarized opposite world you will witness. Highly undemocratic. And inequality, you will see the gaps. Social inequality I am talking about. A seaside gap. You will find that. So that means, what I am talking about is the notion of society. If majority of the people or the nations, like Punjabi nation, Tamil nation, within this political nation called India, if we are not able to ventilate and participate in evolution of the notion of India, then it will not work for us. It will work against us, because the notion by which we have been led in India for the last 1500 years were oppressive, dehumanizing notion caused by Veda, Vedanta and Upanishads and so on. I have extensive volume of data, information and substances to justify my claim. You also would have come across. That means we have lost our values, and we are in the process of losing our values more and more to the oppressive notion that has already oppressed us and going to oppress us more and more socially, economically, politically. That is the problem. You can see the statistics. In the whole, there are 1,000+ universities in this country. Hardly 6 or 7, less than 1 digit people are belonging to scheduled caste as vice chancellors. Just single digit number. Thousands of universities in this country. Take judiciary, lordship is here. And even in the vice chancellorship, the backward class people are just only 50, 60, something around as vice chancellors. And judiciary, more than 80%. We have witnessed in the news. There is not much evidence required. Everyone knows. You take the economy. 10% of the people in this country are enjoying 77% of the wealth creation. Oxfam report. I'm not talking about Indian government report. Oxfam. And more than 60% of the people of this country are enjoying only an incremental improvement, that is 1% wealth of this country. 60% of population, economy. You might feel it is nothing to do with society, it is economy. But I look at this other way around. In a class system, in Western world, the Western world, Europe, North America, especially Europe, in the 18th century, with the advent of modern science, after Newtonian science, a lot of changes and technologies were invented. And the technologies and modern science liberated and emancipated the people who are suffering in the hands of nobility and lords in England, in Europe, France. But science was able to liberate them. We also have science here. We also have technology here. Why these science and technologies are not able to liberate us? And why only 10% of people are enjoying 77% of the wealth in this country? Is it because of the class system? No, it is because of the caste system. Segregated, socially segregated, degraded social system. Manu Dharma, Shudras are not entitled to hold wealth. Property, very clear, we all know. That is economy, but it is a social doctrine. That is the notion of the oppressor. The notion of the oppressor in India did not come with an economic notion, but it is a social notion that eventually prevented majority people of this country to own wealth. So you can see now the connectivity between social and economy in this country, and social and the jobs in this country, and social and political power in this country. I'm not against Brahmins. They are my friends. They are also my brothers and sisters. They are living here in this country. I am against only the notion that they invented and discovered ever first and last in the whole world, which I could not see in any part of the world. The social subjugation, prejudices, and discriminations are built upon the sacredness and sanctity of the divine absolute power, and which was completely absent in European world and Western world. That is why they were able to emancipate. They were able to emancipate, liberate from the clutches of slavery. In Tamil Nadu, we never faced any slavery. Historically, I am talking about. But the Europe was full of slavery until 18th century. And now there is no slave. Why? There is no sacredness in their notion. Their social notion is not based on sanctity of the Lord, of the cosmic power. But our social notion has the sanctity of the cosmic power, the absolute power, and in the name of the absolute power, they inculcated social segregation, subjugations, suppressions, and oppressions, which conveniently we have just blindfolded ourselves. Conveniently, we have blindfolded ourselves. For that matter, I'm not going to oppose. I'm not going to oppose my oppressors. They are micro minorities. In terms of mass, they have no value. In terms of wisdom, not wisdom, in terms of the notion, the strength of the notion that they have invented, they are more powerful. I want my brothers and sisters to come out with our own alternate or our notion, and that notion should be getting reflected in each and every household in India. That is why the coalition to build democratic society. You call it as society or India, whatever it is. Ambedkar said, political democracy of which is enshrined in the constitution will not work. He said it would not work in this country unless social democracy is inculcated. Social democracy is what? Equality, fraternity, liberty, associated living, conjoint communicated experience as said by John Dewey, and tolerance. One thing I tell you, friends, we need a Voltaire now. We need a Voltaire, French Voltaire, who fought for tolerance, religious tolerance, against religious persecution, and who was seeking enlightenment. He wanted every citizen in France to get enlightened on what is the truth and fallacy supposed to. And he fought for the truth. And he fought for how to inculcate the kind of reasoning, the function of reasoning in every human being. So he was asking the French citizens, the European citizens, the fellow citizens, asking them to reason, to find out the truth, get enlightened, be tolerant, and fight against it. Voltaire. I think that message is more and more relevant and significant in the given context of India now. There is no tolerance. If you speak against the invading, ever-increasing Hindutva, the concept of Hindutva, you will face very destructive penalties. You will end up in jail until you die. We have seen 17 people imprisoned. There is no freedom of expression. And people cannot exercise their own values, which their forefathers founded several centuries ago. Well proven. And so that means a lack of tolerance, lack of democracy, lack of freedom of expression, lack of human rights. And we already have been facing 1500 years since, we have been facing no equality, no democracy, all those things in the name of some oppressive ideologies and doctrines. So this is the situation. But I tell you, friends, 21st century is not going to be very easy like the past. 21st century is going to be completely different from what we have been thinking or living in the past and what we are going to live in future. It's going to be completely different. 21st century. Human production, take for instance, is the fundamental human endeavor. In any human life, in any society, human production. Production means it's not just producing commodities. The way you speak, if you write an article, if you write a book, it is a production. It's a human endeavor. Anything that you do is a human production. And this human production is going to be largely, changing in the way in which we evolve in the 21st century. Artificial intelligence, along with quantum computing, and there are many other advanced scientific advancements like quantum physics and quantum, mechanics and related technologies are going to rule us, and we are going to be a passive follower of those things. We are going to be made passive. We are not going to be active. Even if you want to make a dress or want to buy a dress or want to eat, all your consumptions are going to be influenced by artificial intelligence in this century, in future. Whatever you take between husband and wife, you want to take a decision. Any conflicts or any misunderstanding between husband and wife, between friends, artificial intelligence will play a major role in future. Roger Penrose and the famous neuroscientist Hameroff, they are all saying, I could not believe. The subatomic particles are also conscious. And it is going to influence our neurons. It is also a subatomic particle. And in that manner, our consciousness will also be influenced, they are saying. Yet to be proved, but soon to be maybe proved in future. Already, if you want to buy a commodity, a product, you think that you want to buy a shoe tomorrow, eventually in your smartphone, the shoe message comes. How it comes? Bioengineering, artificial intelligence, deep learning, machine learning, all are combined together, and it perceives, it takes the ideas from you that you are looking for a shoe somehow. And it conveys message to you, it's trying to convince you, you buy this, you buy that, you are confused now, what to buy. Eventually it comes to you. I'm talking about just a shoe. And imagine your life and death matter. Life and death matter. Livelihood, isn't it? Your job, isn't it? All are going to be influenced by artificial intelligence, advanced technologies. And especially the quantum computing is going to play a radical, rapid role in transforming lives on earth, human life. I have no problem because It is a problem to Americans, Africans, Europeans. So somehow collectively the humankind will come out with some kind of a solution. I believe strongly. I believe my American friends. I believe my Chinese friends. I believe my European friends. They will also come together, all will come together and find out an amicable solutions. I believe, I'm confident. But I don't believe that in India it's going to happen. Because the notion by which we are divided and with all hatred and conflicts and disparities and discriminations, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, bioengineering, deep learning, machine learning, all advanced technologies will be used to create more and more rift between us, among us. Will be used more and more to create hatred among us. Already happening. Already happening. I'm not talking about the future. It is happening now. You have witnessed the Mahakumbh Mela. Mahakumbh Mela. How many people died? You know. I don't have to tell you. The central government, along with its social institutions, 50s and 60s of cultural institutions belonging to RSS fold, they have stage managed successfully. I heard that 60 crore people have visited. People had to take bath only with their urines because there was no water there. In this scientific era, with the B. colis, bacteria, virus, are we living in 21st century, friends? Are we? We cannot just look at it and be silent because it is none of our business. It is our business, I tell you. It is our business. Our children are going to be affected. Seeing this nonsense, we have lost scientific temperament. This Indian society is no longer a scientifically tempered society. It is a barbarian society with lots of nonsense in it, no scientific temperament. More and more, I tell you, in my report I have written, submitted to the government of Tamil Nadu. Education is reproducing social inequality more and more. It is not my report. It is researched by a proper research bodies, entities. Education is reproducing social inequality. Education is reproducing gender socialization. At the age of 7, the report says, at the age of 7, our girl children, and they are facing gender socialization, and the gender discrimination starts at the age of 7. That is science. So that means from the age of 5 until the girl reaches the higher studies, the girl is in our education system. But the education system is reproducing gender inequality. In India, is it happening in Europe? No. So that means I cannot lose sight of the nonsense happening in Kumbh Mela. Why? Because I belong to engineering community. I studied, my doctorate is in engineering. AICTE, All India Council for Technical Education, chairman, he is also a South Indian. And that fellow declared this year 2025 as a year of artificial intelligence, AI. Because it belongs to engineering technology, he declared 2025 as artificial intelligence year. But you know how he renamed? It is not artificial intelligence year, but it is Amrit intelligence year. You know what Amrit is? Devas on one hand, Asuras on the other hand, they were churning the sea and got Amrit. And that Amrit is the knowledge of India, and that knowledge is the confluence of knowledge that is happening, that is going to happen in Kumbh Mela, all parts of India, and that is Amrit intelligence. All engineering colleges in this country, 5,000 engineering colleges should follow Amrit intelligence and incorporate the Indian knowledge system based on that Amrit intelligence in the engineering studies. So that is why I cannot lose sight of this nonsense. I take note of it. Okay, if you want to celebrate there and take a bath of the combined urines of all people taking there, it is up to you. You have the freedom, as I have. As I demand freedom, you have the freedom. Go and drink urine. IIT director, my friend, Indian Institute of Technology, the first and second, the top institution in India, which is producing the top intelligent engineers for America, American Silicon Valley. Such a prestigious institution. And the director said just last month, you drink a cow urine and you will be solved with all diseases you have. And it is a great disinfectant, and it will kill virus and bacteria, and also some other ailments it will be able to address. This is the message of the IIT director, the so-called superior institute they boast. One vice chancellor, the former vice chancellor Andhra Pradesh, he said that Ravana had 24 types of aircrafts. Even America doesn't have 24 types of aircrafts, maybe few types of aircrafts. And Ravana had airport. Sita was kidnapped by aircraft when Ramayana period. Some people say Ramayana period was 1 million years ago. I don't know. Since I cannot prove, I cannot talk much. But they have to prove. Whoever claimed they have to prove, then I can agree. But they are not also able to prove. What I am trying to say, the 21st century, with the advent of technologies, scientific advancements, the society is getting reorganized socially. The way of life is going to be completely different. The Australian famous psychologist, and he says, Griffith, he says the world is going through a turbulent psychological troubling conditions. That is going to be the major challenge for the whole humankind in the world in this century. But we are talking about Amrit intelligence, and we are talking about drinking cow urines, and we are talking about investing crores of rupees in researching on Vaimanika Chatra, aircraft Chatra technology that they have invented during Ravana period, Rama period, and they want to research back. This is a research problem for this country. Millions of people have no job. Our youths are on this, like a stray dogs, they are on the road, having highly qualified with PhDs, masters, engineering, medicine, no jobs. The production in this country is lost already. You cannot escape by saying that you are a highly populous country. I have my neighbor, my good neighbor, China. Our population, both population are more or less equal. You cannot escape saying that you are populous. And we are more resourceful than China. That we must understand. China's topography and its natural wealth are lesser than us. China is the second largest economy now after United States. Maybe if it goes like this in the next few years, it will topple United States United States roughly about $23 trillion economy now, and China is about 17-18 trillion now. India is 3 point something. In every sphere, we are going back, we are down. And in science index, innovation index, we are not competing with even Singapore. Singapore on the innovation index table, it is in the first 5 places. Switzerland, Sweden in the first 10 places. And China in the first 10 places. India, you have to search at the bottom of the table. Everywhere. This is the situation we are facing. Since technologies and modern science are going to be controlling, influencing in the way in which the society evolves, in the way in which we are going to live, it's going to be highly challenging for us. That is the global challenge. But our challenge is, we have a society which is taking us back with the notion invented 1,500 years ago, which is oppressive in nature, dehumanizing in nature, and if the ontology of the human existence is lost, then the epistemology will also be lost. Epistemology, maybe the knowledge productivity will be lost, because for you to be more productive with knowledge, you have to be having the social virtues. That is the idea. The social virtues is nothing but equality, democracy, communicated experience, tolerance, cooperative mutualism, living together, associated living. You must have these practices for you to be productive with knowledge. Because the future economy, future human production is dependent upon how you are going to follow, or how you as a society is going to live and lead and function. On what ontological basis? There are 2 ontological bases. One is dehumanizing ontological basis, which is against democracy, against equality, against love, against dialogue, against questioning. And there is another one which is for equality, for democracy, for love, for dialogue, for reasoning, for finding the truth. Now you understand, my friends, you already are in this trap. You already are democratic society. You are a democratic society. Democratic means that Sikh society. You have no problem. But you will also be affected. That is the problem I am going to tell you. Despite you have democracy, equality, love, compassion, and communicated experience, still you will be affected, because you are not alone. You are part of India, you know. You cannot escape. You are part of India. Whatever the system that happens here, that dominates, that will have its impact. It's a unique impact in the way you also function. So that means there is a collective responsibility now that we have to restore the ontology of the basic human existence. There is equality, democracy, and so on. And for that matter, we have to educate, and we have to reach out hands to all states in this country, all nations in this country, Tamil, Bengal, Gujarat, everywhere, in order for the Sikh and Punjabis to exercise their ontology, which is already is with them, or with them. So that means it is like a kind of, a trapped situation, that we cannot alone live prosperously with our own ideals, with good virtues. Even if we wish to, it is because we are in the larger pattern of the system that is compelling us, that is binding us to be incompetent in the 21st century, to be not knowledgeable in this 21st century, to be not skillful in this century. The new competence, new knowledge and new skills are the need of the hours in 21st century for us to dispose our socio-economic, political, functions effectively. That is why we need to have a larger connectivity, a solidarity across different nations in India, Punjabi nation, Tamil nation, every nation. We have to have a larger network and consolidation. And we must uphold the social virtues, which are the basic ontology of the human existence. Without love, without dialogue, can you produce knowledge? Cannot. Knowledge productivity lies in these virtues. There is no love, only hatred. That replaced love now. The SANGAT, PANGAT, that is the congregation, SANGAT. That is showing the love. That is showing the, the associated living together. That is SANGAT. And that SANGAT, once you live together, once you are able to love each other, you can dialogue, you can speak, you can agree, you can disagree with all tolerances. This is what going to produce knowledge. But if you live as a separate island, like an intergovernmental society, communities, without having any social intercourse between each other, and without having any dialogue with each other, without having these social virtues, you will be ending up with barbaric conditions. All Indian communities, good or bad, are facing a kind of barbarism in the near future. We will be barbarians. Let us not let ourselves to fall in this trap. We have to reconstruct this nation. We have to reconstruct a society. Some of our societies may be good. Sangat, Pangat. One philosophy says you should not eat together. Even by touching, they feel it is untouchable. Seeing, untouchable. That was the life. Not long back, 100 years ago. But the social injustice and untouchabilities are existing in various forms. If you lose your livelihood now, it is because of the social degradation. If you have no jobs you are facing, it is because of social degradation. One World Bank report says, in the near future, in the rest of this century, if something is not done in India, 2/3 of our children, our youths, are going to pursue their familial jobs. That means decent jobs, decent. You will not have an opportunity to have intergenerational occupational mobility. Manusmriti is what? There are four types of people, and for 4 responsibilities and jobs, occupations were given to them. And they are supposed to follow. You look at now the job categories and profile in India. Even today, Manusmriti lives there. All top positions, the top social layer occupies. All medium positions, the medium caste occupies. All the positions, jobs, livelihood considered as the lowest of the low, Shudras are taking. Imagine Adishudras. It's very tough. How to go about it? With the advent of technology, we have to find out the ways and means to use the technologies and modern science in our own interest. Only then we can survive. along with the good virtues and futures and social virtues we practice as Sikh person, Sikh community. We have to have this. Only then we can take our community, our brothers and children in the 21st century forward. Do we have any solutions now? Are we sailing in this path? Have we done anything to turn any stone or brick towards this? We are silently sitting as if that nothing happens with us. This is the major problem facing this country. I'm talking for all brothers and sisters. I'm not against anyone, including the oppressor I'm talking about. I don't want the oppressors also to let go. They also should get the due respect and share. That is what I'm thinking. So that means we are given with a condition which is highly degrading, highly opposing in nature, highly destructive and detrimental against our progress and prosperity. And now we have to find out, how are we going to settle with? How are we going to score the goodwill for the society in the 21st century? How are we going to create a new society, create a society based on all social good virtues, so that our children will have a space to freely live in this country? This is the problem here. But what to my Sikh friends, I would like to express certain things. As brother said, our Sardar Jivan Singh said, the Miri Piri, right? We are good with our Piri part. We are following it. Our idea is to get enlightenment and find the truth by observing the path of Piri. But the Miri part, I think we are not doing enough. We have to get the authority. Authority doesn't mean just only in Punjab we get the authority. This philosophy should reach every part of this country as a social philosophy. Maybe not as a religious philosophy. We must show. The way you live, I feel jealous. When I visited Punjab, openly, physically, visibly, I could not notice much difference. Internally, something may be there. But at least that is enough now. Where is that Miri? Without that Miri, the Piri will not be achieved. And the Miri Piri aspects should go across the entire nation. Tamil Nadu. I want only Miri Piri to get my Tamil people, my brothers there, using the Miri Piri. Maybe not religiously, but socially. This is the message. This is the message. Sikhism is not just a religion, isn't it? It's a way of life. That is what scholars are telling me. Way of life. But somehow we have to be organized as a society, and we are a religious society. Why not? But we have to take a lead. I have come here to extend my hand to you, my brothers and sisters, to liberate whole India. All India. Come to Tamil Nadu. Please, tell us. And I will come to Punjab. I will make my people to come to Punjab to learn Miri Piri and learn what social virtues are and what is the way of life, how to love each other. Everywhere I go. You know, the Tamil tradition those days, 2500 years ago, Tirukural, there was one, Adhikaram and 10 couplets there. The titled hospitality. Tamil people those days, hospitality was the tradition of Tamil people. Love and affection, the tradition of Tamil people. And because of this love, compassion, communicated experience, tolerance, we produced ever first in India secular literature, ever first. When North India, in the hands of the Vedas and Vedic people, preaching disparities, inequality, and Tamil people there down south created wealth of literature, 3,000 literature, bundles and bundles of literature. All are secular, all are secular. No spirituality at all. The Tamil people's spirituality was only one, social virtues. That means Tamil people created n number of wealth of literature on humanity, science, medicine, and on life, everything. And they were able to display this intellectuality mainly because they were able to follow the virtuous life, love, affection, compassion, dialogue, and criticism. All those things, tolerance, all were part of our life. That is why. But now Tamil Nadu, 2500 years ago, we produced modern science, modern medicine, Siddha medicine, 2500 years back. The famous democratic secular literature, n number of wealth of literature in Tamil. We were able to produce only because we led the virtuous, life that you are following now. The same life we did. But now compare now to then in Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu now is not producing any knowledge because we lost love. We lost the human ontological factors and we are not leading a good life. We are haunted by the Vedic system and the Brahmanical ideologies and doctrines. And we call them as Hinduism. And we are called Hindus. But I don't think that this is a religion. And it is an ideology, a doctrine indoctrinated on us. And we have been led to this miserable situation now. Tamil Nadu is facing more and more hatred among our people. So that means the idea is that we have to inculcate the social virtues, equality, fraternity, democracy, communicated experience, shared values. Shared values doesn't mean accepting each other's value. I respect your value, you respect my value. That is called shared value, tolerance. These are the scientific virtues I claimed in my book. The same social virtues are the scientific virtues. If you practice, you become knowledge society in 21st century. Because 21st century's skill is not on science, on maths, on science and technologies. These are secondary. The 21st century human skill is critical thinking, decision making, judgment, problem solving. This is what my children need in the 21st century. Our education is not doing that. So National Education Policy 2020 has come out with the philosophies to reinstill the philosophies that they instilled about 1500 years ago. You please take note, write down National Curriculum Framework for School Education, National Framework for Foundation Education, National Higher Education Qualification Framework. Each document are very thick. I studied in England, I worked in the United States, I have connections and first-hand experience all over the world in education. I never seen any document like this, 600 pages, about 600 pages. National Curriculum Framework for School Education. You go there, very clearly mentioned. Our Indian ethos and Indian value systems are nothing but the Vedic science, Vedic maths, and Vedic literature, Vedic humanities. Written there. They are trying to groom the children, our kids, from the age of 3, that is called foundation education. From the age of 3, the government of India is going to take your children, my children. And you know what? How are they going to equip them? Through Panchakosha. Panchakosha. Panchakosha means it is the child development system that they have developed in Upanishad long back, and they want to groom our children using the Panchakosha. Using Panchakosha as the child development approach written in Vedic literature. Are you prepared now to keep away from your good virtues and your social virtues you are practicing now, and you want to allow your children to be groomed by Panchakosha? Never. But you are silent. Your state doesn't speak against it. Your chief minister is not taking. Your chief minister means not this, but historically, your governments are not opposing. It already started implementing national education policy. And another thing is Pramana Satra, Darshana Satra. What are these satras? These are the satras by which teaching, learning should happen. That is what national education policy has laid out. It is in the document, free, PDF. You just explore. 15 lakhs teachers in this country are going to be trained in the next 2 years. Steered by UGC, University Grants Commission, is heading that. And there are 6 centers, IKS, Indian Knowledge System. 6 cells have been created all across the country. One in Kashmir, one in Assam, one in Chennai, and different parts. And these centers are entrusted, assigned to train teachers on Pramana Satra, Darshana Satra, Indian knowledge system. What is that? Vedic knowledge system. You may be Sikh, I may be Tamil, or I may be my brothers in Bihar, UP may be different, but we all are going to be affected. But who is raising this? Then Tamil Nadu raises against this nonsense. I don't get any supports from any part of India. How can we, stop this nonsense? Indian knowledge system. They claim that we have to be pride in practicing our knowledge system or reinventing our knowledge system that we have developed 2000 years ago. And based on Indian ethos and Indian centric education. Indian ethos means it's not Sikh ethos. It's not Guru Granth Sahib. No. Guru Granth Sahib Ji will not have a space in national education policy 2020. You decide what to do. Because the foundation education, early childhood care education, has been designed in a way that only NCERT only will design the subject curriculum. States have no role. And school education from primary to higher secondary, states will have a little area to add their space in the subject matters of learning. So that means, are you prepared, my friends? Are you prepared to prepare our wonderful children in Punjab to study to pursue their studies based on Panchakosha or Indian knowledge system? Before implementing National Education Policy 2020, there was a state in South India, Karnataka, which introduced a textbook where in the textbook, I think in the primary school, something in that early part, the textbook says Veer Savarkar, while he was imprisoned in Andaman Island, every day he flew down to India by sitting on the bulbul bird. I thought the bulbul bird means maybe it is like an aircraft. I thought so. But I was looking into the net, I found bulbul bird is this much. Veer Savarkar maybe 70, 80 kg, or maybe he was like me, maybe 60 kg. How come? This is taught in schools, textbooks. This is what Indian knowledge system is going to be about. Amrit intelligence is the Indian knowledge system now. No less than the chairman of All India Council for Technical Education has sent circular, not a speech. I can give you the circular. I can give you. Just before the Kumbh Mela to start, he had sent circular to all vice chancellors and all principals in this country. This is what Indian knowledge system. You now decide whether you are going to send your children in the next Kumbh Mela from Punjab. Decide. It is a life and death now. There is a decision now that you and me have to take. I'm not revolted. I'm intellectually arguing, debating. I invite even my opponents to debate with me, to debate with everybody. Let us come to a conclusion what is right for our children. You may be thinking that education is education, degree, what certificate, what is there in it? They have come out with the education to reshape and rebuild and form a new society based on the doctrines of Indian knowledge system, which is nothing but Vedas and Vedantas. That is what going to happen. That is happening already in many states, Chhattisgarh, everywhere, already happened. And your chief minister is very late. He shouldn't have waited until now to say that, how come that you removed my Punjabi language in the CBSE subject? Come on, too late. We knew in Tamil Nadu this is what going to happen. Why Punjabis should learn Tamil? Tell me. Why? What is the need for you? If you read English, it is good for you. Punjabi and English good for you, for your children. Because whatever the culture, the social and other related issues, Punjabi language gives more than enough. No other language has to tell the cultural heritage, values and things. Punjabi language has everything in it for cultural value system. We don't need Hindi or Tamil to come and tell this is the way you should live. But what Punjabis need is that more than that, if at all they need any language, they need to learn more science, learn more maths, learn more science, advanced science, technologies. You choose the language wherever modern science, modern technologies lie. If it lies in Hindi, we all go and learn Hindi, modern science. If it lies in Tamil, we all go and learn Tamil. If modern science and technologies are there in Punjabi, all India should come and learn from Punjabi. Why do you want three languages? Why? What is the necessity? What is the necessity? Why Punjab state did not resist this long back? Now we have come to a point, the greatest language on earth, one of the greatest languages, Punjabi, which has produced Sri Guru Granth Sahib. For that I respect that language, because the concept, the philosophy, this language has produced, and that language has been removed. And more things will be removed in the future. Are we going to be a silent spectator for this? Are we going to be silent spectator? One time that the very fundamental existence of we people, will be erased if it goes like this. Dear brothers and sisters, it is not an easy job. We are not living in an easy world. We are not comfortable. We have to reorganize to make awareness, sensitize our people, debate more. I could be wrong, whatever I said. I could be wrong. You debate. You tell me I am wrong. If I am wrong, I will accept it. I am open for dialogue. I am not intolerant. People in the establishment Delhi are intolerant. If you speak against them, you will end up in some places. But we are all not, we are open, isn't it? We are not bound to be act in a certain confined system. We have been brought up in a democratic manner long back. We need not have to be told what is democracy. We know what is democracy. We have been practicing. We are the founding fathers of democracy, our societies, and we cannot let it go just like this. That is why I came with an idea. We have to align with each other and build an alliance, a consolidation, a solidarity to promote social democracy. Why social democracy is important is that social democracy is important for us to lead, address the challenges, questions, problems we are going to face in the 21st century. We have to have all critical skills, all digital skills. We have to take decisions with the invading influences by artificial intelligence, modern science, and so on. That means we are facing a lot of threats in different dimensions, a lot of threats, scientific threats, technological threats, social threats, political threats. For that we have to make judgments, we have to be conscious, we have to be sensuous, we have to take the right decisions and pursue our path ahead in the 21st century unless we organize democratically and ensure that all parts of India follow social democracy. Unless we inculcate social democracy in Maharashtra, Punjab will not get social democracy because Maharashtra will disturb you. Unless we inculcate in Gujarat, in Tamil Nadu, in Andhra, Telangana, Orissa, Bihar, UP, all are our brothers. They are all our brothers. We may be talking different languages. Unless we inculcate the democratic norms and democratize the society, we will not be able to lead a peaceful, harmonious social life in 21st century. That is my final message. That means that we have to come out with some kind of a pathway ahead, a roadmap for us. This national education policy is just one of the pieces I am talking about. There are several dimensions I have highlighted. There is a need now to ensure that our democracy survives. It is not political democracy, that is secondary. That can be modified anytime through constitution. There is no problem with that. But social democracy is the must, is the foundation upon which political democracy will work. Constitution is just simply, controlling people, making people to act and function within the boundaries of Constitution. Constitution will not change us. Constitution will not give us social justice. Constitution will not even give us protection to lead our own, practice our own faith, because constitutions are in the hands of judges also. It depends upon the judge. We have seen what had happened in that mandir, Ram Janmabhoomi. You have seen the words of the Chief Justice of India. What had happened before he gave the verdict, the day before that. So Constitution, you cannot expect Constitution to make change. Please. It is only to protect us. If anyone violates Constitution, the Constitution will come and punish and pose penalty. But change lies within us. Society is the base. Society has the power. Society has meri peri. And only society should emerge for the change process. Society only should take the lead. And I request my brothers and sisters here, Punjabis, I'm also a Punjabi by practicing your values. I'm also a Punjabi by means of practicing your values already. I'm already a Sikh, though I'm not having this attire or not following the Khalsa. I was not going through Khalsa, but still I am a Sikh because I am learning continuously. Sikh means I heard, I read, student, continuous learning, continuously you learn the truth. That is Sikh. How beautifully our forefathers crafted this. Guru Nanak, Arjan Singh, Guru Arjan, and Har Gobind Singh. Ayyo, beautiful system, very beautiful. And this beautiful system, I was feeling, after I came to know about it, I have been following the tenets of Sikhism for the last couple of years, few years. But now I have witnessed, this is the first time I came here. Now I have witnessed. There may be some plus and minuses, some caste this, that, and minor discriminations, but that is usual. But the concept and philosophy matters more. The philosophy is for equality, democracy, and ensure, love, affection, and dialogue, which is very much important for knowledge society. And we are now in a turbulent moment that we have to do something now. And I have come here to reach you, to shake with you with your hands, and you please think about it, and let us join hands to protect India, to protect Indian Constitution, to protect India society, to protect all nations in India, because India is a nation of nations. And with that note, I think that we will discuss more and more deliberations needed. I also have to learn from you. This one message is not enough. We have to join together, we have to communicate together, we have to be on a system so that regularly we communicate, regularly we share, regularly if something happens in Punjab, the voice must come from Tamil Nadu, the voice must come from Bengal, but no one is coming now forward. Anything happens in Punjab, no one gives voice from other states. If anything happens in Tamil Nadu, no one voice from Punjab or other states. We are all brothers and sisters belonging to the same stock of beautiful society. We have, for generations after generation, we have created a wonderful society, but we are facing a dangerous future, which are perpetrated by reinventing the 2,500 years old, ethics, the 2,500 years old ethos, and they are trying to inculcate in various ways. They are infiltrating into the society through their cadres. There are 50s and 60s of subsidiaries RSS have, and they are reaching out the society on one hand, and through education they are trying to mold our kids from 3 years old until 29 years old. And education is used, society is used, all platforms are in their hands now. They are more powerful. I think we also have to be equally, I'm not asking you to take sword and fight. Let us use our wisdom. Let us think about it. Let us debate more and more. Let us make our opponents also to think about it. Let us educate them. Let us sensitize. Let us organize. And let us build up a coalition, a larger coalition in India, irrespective of the language we speak, irrespective of the faith we follow, irrespective of the culture and value systems we follow. We are now in a dire situation to form a coalition to save our society and our children. With that note, thank you very much. Bye.